Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving into something that seems like it's just everywhere these days.
Yeah, it really is.
Artificial intelligence, or AI for short.
AI. Yeah.
It's evolving so quickly,
Yeah.
and it feels like every day there's something new to learn about what it means for our lives,
Right.
our jobs, even how we think about the future. So to get a handle on all of this, we're going to start
Oh.
with this fascinating TEDx talk by Jacob Rangel.
Rangel's really interesting because he's not just, some AI expert in an ivory tower.
Right.
He's someone who actually experienced the impact of AI
I
firsthand.
think I saw that. He
Yeah.
lost his job to AI,
He
right?
did. He was a copywriter, and then AI came along and kind of
Oh, wow.
took over his job, and then he decided to really dive headfirst into the world of artificial intelligence. So he
So it's like that whole thing of if you can't beat him, join him.
exactly, yeah.
But then he took it to a whole other level.
Mhm.
And it seems like he sees this whole AI thing as a trade-off.
Mm.
I mean, he even compares it to Odin sacrificing an eye for knowledge, which is,
That's a pretty powerful image
yeah.
when you think about it.
Yeah, and I think it really gets at the heart of the question we're trying to answer here.
Mm.
What exactly is the price we're paying for AI? And,
Yeah.
what will we gain in return?
Right. And I think one of the things Rangel really highlights is the rapid pace of AI development. I mean, just think about this. Just 18 months ago, he was doing all of his writing manually, like all of us.
Wow.
Now, he's got a whole team of AI assistants helping him create content. It's a complete shift, I mean.
It's mind-blowing.
It is, in his workflow. And I think it really speaks to how quickly things are changing in the world of AI. Like, even just a few months after ChatGPT took the world by storm, he developed this app called Prompt Crafter. This app could generate images and text.
And so we're talking just a few months after ChatGPT.
Yeah, just a few months. And I think that really shows how AI is constantly pushing boundaries, like almost faster than we can keep up with.
Yeah, I mean, it makes Moore's Law, that old benchmark for technological progress.
Yeah.
Look like a snail.
Right. I mean, Moore's law predicted a doubling of computing power every 2 years. But AI has been growing at
It's so much faster.
I know 10 times more computing power every 6 months since late 2022.
Scalarius.
Scalarius, that's the term he uses.
I love that word.
It really captures the sheer velocity of AI development. It's just incredible how fast things are moving.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like AI is on a rocket ship, and it's hard to even imagine where it'll land, but I have a feeling it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
You're right. Rangel talks about some pretty significant potential downsides, too.
Okay, let's hear about those.
He talks about 3 main dimensions of AI's impact that we need to be aware of: displacement, weaponization, and as we just discussed, its incredible speed.
Okay, so let's unpack that a little bit, starting with displacement.
Okay.
The whole concern that AI is going to take over jobs. I mean, I've heard about the IMF predicting that 40% of jobs will be affected by AI.
Yeah, that's a huge number.
That's a lot, even if they're off by half.
Oh, absolutely.
It's still a lot of people whose jobs are going to be affected.
And Rangel has this really compelling example to kind of drive this point home. He talks about Tyler Perry.
Oh, yeah, the media mogul.
Exactly, yeah.
Huge, yeah.
And he was about to invest $800 million in expanding his studio, right? Then he sees a demo of this AI system called Sora
Okay.
that can generate video from text. And it makes him reconsider. Can you imagine an $800 million project put on hold
That's wild.
because of the potential of AI? And it's not just about actors and directors, right? Think about all the jobs that could be affected: the construction workers, caterers,
The whole support system.
the whole ecosystem around filmmaking.
I mean, that's just one example, but it really is an eye-opener. And it shows how AI can have ripple effects across entire industries. And I think that's something we need to be really mindful of. But the impact of AI goes beyond just job displacement, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what about this idea of weaponization?
Right, yeah, this is where things
A
get
little scary.
a little unsettling, yeah. I mean, we've already seen how disinformation campaigns can manipulate public opinion, right?
Oh, absolutely.
But now imagine that amplified by AI.
Oh, that's scary.
AI-generated fake news, articles, audio, and video just flooding the internet. And it's not just about creating chaos. It's about eroding trust. It's about making it harder to distinguish between what's real and what's fake.
Right, yeah.
And it's not just limited to the online world, right? There are real-world implications, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Rangel talks about things like the U.S. Marine Corps testing robot dogs equipped with weapons.
Like armed robot dogs.
Yeah, basically. I mean,
Wow.
it's a glimpse into a future where AI plays a larger role in warfare.
It's like something out of a sci-fi movie.
I know, and potentially making conflicts more unpredictable and dangerous.
Yeah.
And there are also companies developing AI systems, like Lattice, created by a defense tech startup called Anduro that can process real-time battlefield data. Essentially, it's like having an AI strategic advisor during combat.
Wow, I mean, that's,
Pretty wild.
yeah, fascinating, but also,
A little scary.
yeah. I mean, it feels like anything AI touches, it just becomes more intelligent,
Uh-huh.
more efficient. And that brings us back to, that idea of Scalarius, the incredible speed of AI development.
Yeah, and that speed just makes the challenges of job displacement and weaponization even more pressing. I mean,
Hey, yeah.
it's like trying to catch a speeding train. How do we address these issues when the technology is evolving so rapidly?
Okay, so we've got these three huge challenges:
Mm-hmm.
job losses,
Yes.
the potential for AI to be used for harmful purposes,
Right.
and then just this mind-boggling speed at which it's all happening.
It's a lot.
I have to admit, it's a bit overwhelming. I mean, what can we even do? Does Rangel offer any solutions in his talk?
He does. And that's what we're going to explore after the break.
Okay, I'm ready for some solutions.
Yeah,
This is a lot to think about,
it is.
but I'm definitely curious to see where we go from here.
Yeah, me too. So we were talking about all these challenges that come with AI.
Yeah, a lot to think about.
But Rangel doesn't just leave us hanging there with a sense of doom and gloom.
Right.
He actually offers some potential solutions,
Okay.
ways we can kind of navigate this new AI-driven world.
All right, I'm all ears.
Okay, so the first one is pretty bold. He suggests creating a global AI alignment council.
Okay, a global AI alignment council.
Yeah, so think of it kind of like the Atomic Energy Commission, but for AI,
All right.
it would be an international body
Okay.
composed of leading AI experts.
Noted.
And their task would be to monitor and regulate AI development
Okay.
with the goal of preventing, any sort of catastrophic outcomes and making sure AI is developed safely and ethically.
I see. So kind of like a global watchdog for AI
Yeah,
to
exactly.
keep everything in check. But how do you even begin to regulate something that's evolving so rapidly?
That's a great question, and I think it highlights the complexity of the challenge, but I think even just having a global conversation about AI regulation is a step in the right direction.
Right.
And regulation isn't the only solution Rangel proposes.
Okay, what else?
He also advocates for what he calls a high human investment initiative.
A high human investment initiative, what does that mean?
Basically, it means a massive investment in reskilling programs.
Oh,
Rangel argues that we need to equip people with the skills they'll need for the jobs of the future, the jobs that AI won't be able to replace.
yeah, that makes sense.
He points to Singapore as an example. They've committed $1 billion to reskilling their workforce.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
It is, but I think it highlights the scale of the challenge, and Rangel believes other countries should follow suit.
Yeah, investing in people makes sense.
Yeah.
It's almost like he frames it as a national security concern.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rangel doesn't stop there. He actually believes that AI has the potential to usher in an era of incredible abundance and creativity. Think about it. What if AI could help us solve global challenges like climate change or poverty?
Okay, now that would be amazing.
Right.
But I have to ask, what's the catch?
Wow.
It feels like there's always a flip side.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And Rangel is very aware of that.
Okay.
He warns us against letting AI become everything.
Okay.
He urges us to set boundaries with the technology to make sure that we don't lose sight of our humanity in the process.
So it's not about rejecting AI altogether.
No.
It's about finding that balance,
Yeah.
using it as a tool,
Yes.
but not letting it kind of take over.
Exactly. And that's where Rangel's final thought really comes in. He leaves us with a question to ponder.
Ooh, I like those.
He asks, if AI could help us solve these global challenges like climate change or poverty, would the risks be worth the potential rewards?
That's a really good question. It makes you think about the big picture.
It does.
On the one hand, the potential benefits are enormous,
Yeah.
right? A world without poverty or climate change.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, what are we sacrificing to get there?
Exactly. And there's no easy answer. It's a question we all need to grapple with,
Yeah.
both individually and collectively. But simply asking the question is a really crucial first step.
It forces us to confront the ethical implications and the long-term consequences of our choices, yeah.
And it reminds us that we have a responsibility to shape the future of AI. We need to make sure it aligns with our values
Right.
and that it serves the best interests of humanity.
Well said. So where do we go from here?
Well, in the next part of our deep dive, we'll explore what a future with AI could actually look like.
Okay.
both the exciting possibilities and the potential pitfalls.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that. This conversation has already sparked so many thoughts and questions in my mind.
Yeah, me too.
That question we ended on last time about solving those global challenges with AI,
Yeah.
that really stuck with me. On the one hand, it's like this incredible potential.
Uh,
AI helping us tackle climate change, poverty.
yeah, if AI could actually help us develop sustainable energy solutions or
Right.
create personalized education systems that really cater to each student,
It's mind-blowing.
it's incredible. The possibilities are
Yeah,
just...
almost too good to be true.
I know. It's like, is this really the silver bullet we've been waiting for?
Yeah. Or are we setting ourselves up for some kind of,
Yeah.
unforeseen consequences down the line?
Right. What if we create something we can't control?
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think that's why Rangel's message about those boundaries
Huh?
with AI is so important. We need to be careful about how we integrate AI into our lives
Right.
to make sure it's actually enhancing our humanity
Yeah.
and not replacing it.
Not replacing it, yeah. So it's not about, like, rejecting AI altogether.
No, not at all.
It's about finding that balance.
It is. It's about finding that sweet spot where we can leverage AI's power,
Mm-hmm.
but also preserve our values, our creativity,
Right.
and most importantly, our connection with each other.
Our connection with each other, yeah. It's almost like walking a tightrope, isn't it? We need to keep moving forward, embrace this innovation,
Right.
but also stay grounded in what makes us human.
Absolutely. And I think that's why Rangel doesn't really offer like a definitive roadmap. Okay.
Or a simple answer. He challenges us to define our own boundaries, to decide how we want to shape our relationship with AI.
Yeah. So what does that mean for our listeners?
Well,
What can they do?
it starts with awareness.
Yeah.
Pay attention to how AI is already present in your life.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So be mindful of the AI that's already out there.
Exactly. And ask questions.
Yeah.
Don't just passively accept the technology. Think about the implications. How is AI impacting me? How is it impacting society as a whole?
So be critical.
Be critical, yeah.
And then,
And then talk about it. Have conversations like this one
yeah.
with your friends, your family, your colleagues. The more we talk about the ethical considerations of AI, the better equipped we'll be to deal with this, a rapidly evolving landscape.
And I think that's what makes Rangel's TEDx talk so powerful. It's like this wake-up call. It reminds us that the future of AI isn't set in stone.
Right.
It's something we're actively shaping right now.
Through our choices.
So our choices and our actions, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like we're at a